Alright, real quick for this challenge, let's go over something. Basically, I'm only allowed to use a Pokemon that you can get from the casino and Celadon, so I'm gonna get the first 2 gym badges beforehand. You can't really help it, but other than that, yeah, after that, that's when the challenge starts. So yeah, just a little explanation real quick. Alright, so we buy an Abra, name it Spoon. We buy a Clefairy, name it Doll. We buy Pinsir, name it Harden. We buy a Dratini, name it Claire. And finally, we buy a Porygon, and we name it Band. Alright, first up, Lieutenant Surge, and I taught Harden Dig, so yeah, his team went Digged. Yeah. This video's probably gonna be short just because we skipped, like, the first 2 gyms and the first few rival fights, but it's whatever. Alright, turn off by Giovanni, he's off of Onyx, lead off of Claire. I use Dragon Rage on it, 2 Dragon Rage to take it out. Next up says Rhyhorn, decided to stay in Dragon Rage it. He goes for Scary Face, he goes for Tail Up, the Dragon Rage takes it out. Last up says Kangaskhan, I send out Harden. I start going for Vice Grips, just going for Tail Whips, and yeah, he goes for a Bite, which is special in this gen, so it does really nothing. Alright, Erica time. Lead off with Kadabra, Psybeam, one-shots her Victory Bell. Next up's Tangela, Psybeam, one-shots it. Then last up, Survival Plume, Psybeam reads it to red, it misses, she heals. Then I take out some Psybeams. Alright, time to fight Blue. He leads off with Pidgeotto, I lead off with Doll, Thunderbolt, one-shots it. Yeah, I taught Doll a lot of moves, so it's Clefable now. Thunderbolt one-shots his Gyarados, Flamethrower one-shots Execute. I could have stayed in for Kadabra, but I decided to send out Harden. Looking for Vice Grip, one-shot. Last up's Charmeleon, one dig, does it. Alright, Rival Fight time. He leads off with Pidgeot, I lead off with Claire. I go for Thunderbolt, take it out, one shot. Next up is Gyarados, I stay in, go for Thunderbolt, barely don't kill it. I decided to sack Claire by Thunderbolting it. Then Harden takes it out with the Vice Grip. Next up is Charizard, I decided to send out Dog, go for Thunderbolt, but he flamethrowers and that kills me. I send out Spoon, I go for some Psychics, and I take it out. Next up is his Execute. I send out Porygon, Shadow Ball it. That takes it down 2 Shadow Balls after I get paralyzed. So yeah, that was fun. I hate getting paralyzed. And eventually I send out Harden to take out Alakazam with the Vice Grip, and that was Blue. Alright, next up is Giovanni. He's off Nidorino. I Thunderbolt to start off. I took out his Nidorino, a few Thunderbolts. Next up is Nidoqueen. I go for Surf, but I get taken out in 2 Body Slams. I'm also getting paralyzed in the process. I send out Spoon, Psychic to finish it off. Next up is Kangaskhan. I just Psychic it down, and that was that. Alright. Next up is Koga. And Koga goes exactly as you expected him to go. It was a Psychic Sweep. So yeah. I Psychicked his... It was all one-shots too. Good old Spoon. Yeah, honestly. You already know the answer to this challenge because if I could get a fucking Alakazam. Alright, Sabrina time. She's off with Kadabra, I lead off with Band. Shadow Ball one-shots it. Next is Mr. Mime, Shadow Ball one-shots it. They both go for Calm Mind, but Shadow Ball's physical in this game. I Psybeam down Venomoth. 2 Psybeams do it in after I hit myself with Confusion. Next up's for Alakazam. It goes for Calm Mind, I go for Shadow Ball, and I kill it in one shot. Alright, Blaine time. And Blaine was a Surf Sweep for the most part, besides Rapidashing my Dragonair with the Fire Blast. But other than that, it was a clean sweep. I took out Rapidash, 2 Surfs as he heals it, then Arcanine went down to a few Surfs as well. Ah, Blaine. I'm sorry, I love you, but you're so easy. Alright, next up Giovanni. And Surf one shot. It's same thing with Blaine. I just surfed down all his Pokemon with Dragonair. Or Claire. Nidoqueen, they took a few Surfs, but they still went down in 2. Both hit me with Earthquake. Almost taking out Claire, but it's not enough. And then his last Rhyhorn goes down to 1 Surf as well. Yeah, Giovanni, I'm sorry. I like you as a villain, but you're not a good gym leader. Alright, next up is the Rival. I actually go for Psychic instead of Thunderbolt, but second Thunderbolt take out his Pidgeot. Rhyhorn gets taken down by 1 Ice Beam. Next up is his Execute. I go for Flamethrower. Take it out, 1 Flamethrower. Next up is Alakazam. I swap out the Porygon. He's Disable. I go for Shadow Ball. As he goes for Psychic. I go for Shadow Ball again, and I take him out. Next up's his Gyarados. I decided to sack off Porygon and get a clean switch into Alakazam. Go for Shockwaves, and I take it out. Next up's Charizard. I go for Shockwave on it. He goes for Scary Face. Another Shockwave does him in. And he kills Spoon. I take him out with Vice Grip. Alright, first up in Elite Four is Lorelei. She leads off with her Dugong. I lead off with Dog. I Thunderbolt it, paralyzes, she Ice Beams me, I take it out with the Thunderbolt. Next up's our Cloyster. 1 Thunderbolt does it in. Next up Slowbro. I go for Thunderbolt, she Amnesias, and another Thunderbolt takes it out. Ironically, a critical hit. Alright, next up's Lapras. I just stay in to Thunderbolt it down, and I eventually do take it out after getting hit with Ice Beams. Man, I love I have not used Clefable enough. It's like, Clefable's such a great Pokemon. I've never used it that much. Last up's Jinx goes down to 1 Flamethrower. Alright, next is Bruno. He lets off with Onix. I send out Dragonite and declare do surf. Then I wing attacked through his fighting type Pokemon. One shot in them all. Then his other Onix was done to one surf. And that was Bruno. Like usual, easiest Elite Four. Next up's Agatha. I lead off with Band. And I go for Shadow Ball. Almost taking out the Gengar. He goes for double team. She heals. I go for she confuses my Porygon. They continues to go for double team. And then I take it out. Next is for Golbat. I decide to stay in a Side Beam with it, but I hit myself. She uses Poison Fang. I hit myself again. Then I go for Side Beam to hit it. She spins out the Poison Fang. I send out Alakazam to get out the Psychic. The rest of her Pokemon goes down to Psychics from Alakazam. I know I could live with Alakazam and just sweep through an entire team, but god damn it, I wanted to use Porygon more, right? Alright, next up is Lance. He leads off with Gyarados. I Shockwave and one-shot it. Next up is Aerodactyl. Shockwave one-shots. Dragonite, I decided to stay and go for Psychic do damage, but I barely don't kill it. I sent out my Dragonite, before realizing, oh yeah, because Lance is cheating. Dragonite's Outrage is level 61. I decided to stay and go for Wing Attack for Outrage because of Reflect. I survived it. Another Wing Attack takes him out. Next up is Dragonite. I decided to stay in Wing Attack for damage. I get taken out by an Outrage. Send in Pinsir. Earthquake takes out his other Dragonair. Then I start Earthquaking down his other Dragonair. I eventually do take him out. Yeah, I wanted to use Pinsir more too, so I don't think we have seen much this video. Alright, next up is the champion. I lead off with Claire, Thunderbolt, one shot. I Thunderbolt down his Pidgeot. Then I'm calling to switch to Rhydon. I Surf in one shot, and I was right. See, I know the AI of this game sometimes. This is a Gyarados. Looking for Thunderbolt. Barely doesn't kill it. Then I take it out, no Thunderbolt as he's locked in Thrash. Next up is Pidgeot. I Thunderbolt that, take it out. Next up is Alakazam. Thinking I might still need him for later. I swap out to Band. I go for Thunder Wave to slow it down just in case Band doesn't take it out. Synchronizes against me, Paralyzed. We both Paralyzed, and now I use Shadow Ball. He goes for Future Sight, no Psychic. Then I go for Earthquake, Reflects Ward Off, took it out. Now that Charizard's out, I decided to Vice Grip. He misses his first Fire Blast, so I take it out by his next Fire Blast. I send out Alakazam to kill it, but I couldn't get a blow and takes me out Fire Blast. Send out Claire. She eats a Fire Blast, Thunderbolt one shots. And then last episode is Executor. I Flamethrower, he puts me to sleep, but he goes for Egg Bomb. Then I wake up to get out the Flamethrower, and that was Blue, the champion. You know, despite what you saw, Pinsir really, even though you didn't see much of him, Pinsir really did help with like all battles y'all didn't see. But yeah, that was Pokemon Leafgreen with only the Casino Pokemon. What kind of a goated team in a way, really. Like, you can get Scyther if you have Fire Red. So yeah, this was a fun challenge. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope you saw and suggest more in the future. Well, I'm pretty shitty at outros, aren't I? To be fair, I'm pretty shitty in general. And there goes Blue running like a little bitch because we beat him with Pokemon we bought off the black market.